I've never been the human in question.
The PlayStation 2 is still one of my favourite consoles, and it has a huge library of games. It is the best selling console of all time, and the majority of games can be obtained for cheap. Here I showcase another video where the games are most importantly worth playing, in my humble opinion, but can also be picked up for a pittance. They are not necessarily my favourite games on the system, but are games I have found to be very enjoyable and still enjoyed when capturing gameplay for this video.
It's called Mental Wealth.
What's this? A video game of a movie? Peter Jackson's King Kong is an action-adventure game developed by Ubisoft, and it was based on the 2005 film. The game was designed in collaboration with Peter Jackson himself and Michel Ancel, who is famed for the Rayman series and the excellent Beyond Good and Evil. I'm sure you're all aware that this game features a beauty and, of course, a beast. Sorry, check that. A lot of beasts. Initially in the game you play as the character Jack Driscoll, which is played in a first-person perspective. Who is a playwright as part of a crew filming a 1933 movie directed by Canem as played by Jack Black. The game features no heads-up display or HUD and relies on audio cues. Also there are no aiming reticles, so you need to line up any shots using the game perspective. Skull Island is full of prehistoric dinosaur type creatures who are not only a danger to you, but also hunt down any weaker prey on the island. There is no life meter, just a blur of blood red when you're bitten or attacked, and knowing one more hit is likely to kill you. But of course, the star of the show is King Kong himself, and it's always a thrill to see the main man during the game. However, there are also other great spectacles and monsters to make you feel that man is an insignificant being in the laws of the jungle. This is an action-packed game where you will need to rely on your instincts and be aware of your surroundings. Gun ammo is at a premium, and you will often find yourself having to rely on spears and carcass bones to use as weapons in a tight situation. And of course, you get to play as the big man himself. When playing as Kong, it is from a third-person perspective as you get to stamp, climb and swing through the jungle. This is a great change of pace, and it really adds something to the game. However, the big man is far from invincible, and you will need to kill enemies and preserve yourself to proceed through the missions. A cool feature is that by repeatedly pressing the triangle button, this will initiate Kong Fury, which can be used to smash up your enemies. Overall, this is a very enjoyable game that can be bought for dirt cheap, and it offers something different with its style of play, and offers something a bit different to most movie tie-ins. The game isn't particularly long, but at these prices, who cares? It is worth checking out. Canis Canem Edit, aka Bully, is an open-world action-adventure game developed by Rockstar Vancouver and published by Rockstar Games. It was released in 2006 for the PlayStation 2.
Don't let the prefect see you break any rules.
This is set in the fictional town of Bulworth.
What?
The school, Bulworth Academy, is full of reprobates and bullies.
Okay, here's the deal. Over there we got the nerds. Of course they're complete social outcasts. They look... And those are the preps. They're all money and condescending attitude.
Yeah, massively inbred and completely brainless.
Very exact research. They think they're tough.
Or at least try to look tough.
Wouldn't advise...
As you would expect in a game that is set in a school, Jimmy is required to attend lessons.
We will be working with volatile...
And these are portrayed in a series of mini-games. If Jimmy passes the class, he is granted a special ability.
Hello, class. The curriculum demands that you do these vocabulary assignments. Why do you finish them here in class? That way you'll have more free time. Try again, James.
However, the main aspect of this game is to contend with and cause mayhem in this open world, in order to progress through the missions and the story. Throughout the game you will be required to use melee attacks and weapons to fight enemies, and there is just so much to do that it's easy to get sidetracked.
Making a nuisance of yourself? That is not the Bulworth way, boy.
Yeah, you could have fooled me.
What?
I said you could have fooled me. This place is full of crap to snitch.
What? Shut up! Screw you, new kid! This is what we do to teachers' pets around here.
This is a great game with a clever script, and the characters are well constructed. even if most of them are disillusioned, narcissistic, psychotic assholes. None more so than this guy.
Maybe you're all messed up. This came from a broken home. What'd you say about me, dwarf? Come on, dude. Chill.
No. Gary's taking everything out of context, man.
Whoa. Don't lie. Don't you lie. Because you know what happens to liars.
No, I'm not lying.
Kick them in the balls!
This game was also released as Bully Scholarship Edition on both the Wii and the Xbox 360, but like a lot of the kids in this school, the later parts were unstable.
Why are you stopping, you damn slackers? Said they went into the bathroom.
As with a lot of Rockstar titles, this game generated some controversy, and a lot of this was generated before the game was even released. It was thought to trivialise bullying at school, but ultimately it is Jimmy's objective to bring peace to the school while earning respect.
So many years. I'm gonna die of embarrassment.
Overall, this is a great game that has so many options on how you want to play it. It's definitely worth picking up if you haven't already at the cheap price it is currently going for. It has all the humour you'd expect from a Rockstar open world adventure, and the graphics and charm still hold up today. Jimmy will always stand up for himself, but it's up to the player if you want Jimmy to be a fighter or a lover.
Sheesh.
What's this? Oh, surely not another movie based on the works of Peter Jackson. I didn't even realise the connection until halfway through replaying this game, but hey, it's decent. It's Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. This is a 2002 action hack and slasher game developed by Stormfront Studios and published by Electronic Arts. When making this game, EA chose not to publish a game based on the Fellowship of the Ring and instead incorporated some of the footage and plot of that movie into this game. This is mainly due to EA not having the rights to the literary work and could only depict parts of the novel that was included in the New Line Cinema movies. But that's enough of the history lesson. What's the game actually like? Well, it's pretty good actually. It's a game played from a third-person perspective where you control three of the main characters from the story to hack and slash the way through hordes of orcs and other nasty dark creatures. Each level is based on a scene from the first two movies. In most of the levels you are given the option to play as Aragorn, Gimli or Legolas. There is also a basic RPG element to the game where you can level up and earn special moves for each character. The game shows some nice effects from transitioning from scenes of the movie into the game graphics. Although each character's fighting style is very similar, they each have different weapons and combos that can be purchased with points throughout the game. As you might expect, Gimli is stronger at melee attacks, Legolas is more deadly at range combat, whereas Aragorn is an all-rounder and is more balanced between the two.
By my life or death, I can protect you. I will. You have my sword. And you have my bow.
If you are not a big fan of the movies, this game is still very enjoyable. It is a good beat 'em up and does have a bit of depth to it. There are some minor flaws such as the aiming mechanic for throwing projectiles or firing arrows is a bit cumbersome. Also, the game is quite short, but again, when you can buy it for so cheap, this is almost a redundant criticism. This isn't what I would call a classic game, but it is well crafted and enjoyable and sold very well upon release. This means the game can be picked up for a couple of quid, so it's definitely worth picking up. They were released around the time when movie tie-ins for video games were mostly considered as flops, so it was well received, showing that a movie-based game could be considered relevant. So there you go, another 3 quality games that are worth playing and can be picked up for cheap on the PlayStation 2. If you found this video to be useful or maybe even a little entertaining, then please press that like button and even better, smash that subscribe icon. I will be releasing more content like this for the PS2 and a lot more other systems. If you have any games that you have bought for cheap that are worth playing, then please let me know in the comments below. And once again, thanks for watching.